Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Hopefully the noise in the background isn't too bad. I'm in the backyard. I'm currently grilling some steaks for dinner, enjoying a beautiful glass of wine. One of my favorites, actually, at any price. This is a Lopez de Heredia, the Vina Tondonia Reserva, and it is a Rioja that is one of my favorite reds. And moderately priced, usually in the 40s, 40-ish plus or minus a bit, but 40 to 50 bucks. So not a bad bottle of wine. One of my favorites at any price. Yeah, that's wonderful. And a quick wrist check before I do anything else today. We are going the Explorer 1 on a nice collar rub leather strap. 36mm Explorer 1, about as good as it gets. Anyways, I wanted to bring back a series I started during my last deployment when I was in Afghanistan called A Weekly Snapshot, but I'm going to change it to being a monthly snapshot because I think that better fits my my timing of my video making, and just where every month I'm going to share a few things that I found interesting that may be also valuable to you guys if you want to check them out. Could be news articles about different ideas, scientific discoveries, could be books, could be movies or TV shows, could be a whole plethora of different things. I'm just checking on the steak for the first flip, so let me see here. 4, 5, 6, give it one more minute. So I'm going to go in my little booklet here, and we will go. I'll probably stop after the first thing and flip the steaks for the first time. And actually, my first thing is going to be a book. It is Longitude. It took me a while to catch this one and actually decide to read it, but I have it here so you can see. Longitude. Excellent read. If you're into timekeeping in general, not just luxury watches, but a history of time and kind of how we got to where we are, I think this is a really interesting book. It covers essentially the problem of the time of trying to be able to navigate by sea when people could not accurately find a longitude, and timekeeping was the solution to that. So just a really interesting book, well worth a read if you're into that sort of thing. Let me check the steaks really quick, and then I will be right back. And for anyone that wonders, I'm a charcoal grill guy. I don't use gas grills or anything like that. I love charcoal, so that's my thing. All right, moving on to topic number 2. This is a movie that I watched on Amazon Prime that may be of interest. It's called Winning: The Racing Life of Paul Newman, and it really gives a different look and different take into Paul Newman's life, specifically from that racing aspect, and I just found it really interesting. So if you like racing or interested in Paul Newman, either one really, I think it's a really interesting movie available through Amazon Prime. Moving on from there, 2 TV series that kind of go together. They're miniseries, HBO miniseries, one from the early 2000s and one from about 10 years later. Band of Brothers and The Pacific. So Band of Brothers came first, and that was a 10-part miniseries on HBO following the 101st Airborne, 501st, within the 101st. So the 501st, particularly Easy Company, or E Company, but Easy Company. And their traversal through World War II, really interesting, really well done with the filming. If you're into war films, well worth it. I mean, I think it's better than like Saving Private Ryan, for example. Really good. The Pacific, made by the same people about 10 years later, follows a number of Marines. So instead of following one unit, what it does is it follows numerous storylines of different Marines who are within the same general overarching corps in the Pacific. Again, filmmaking and storytelling really well done. Originally, I liked Band of Brothers better, but over time, I came to appreciate the Pacific just as much, if not more. They're told in a different way, and it's really interesting. Also, I believe available on Amazon Prime, but don't quote me on that because it is an HBO series, but I think that's correct. I have the discs, so I'm not sure. And another topic I really wanted to cover was the concept of micro-adventures. So obviously we all know what adventuring is. Micro-adventures are a concept that has, I think, taken hold a little bit more in recent times, of the idea of getting out and doing something local and small, even if you don't have time to do a proper weekend camping adventure or kayaking or canoeing or mountain climbing or whatever it is. So something I've done, and this to me is very apt in our COVID-19 lockdown scenarios, is we had a city park nearby that has like 3 ponds with paths you can walk around, and just a nice place to get outside, and it's easy for people to go there but not get too close to each other because it has numerous acres of space. So going out with a dog, kids, family, even on your own, has just been really nice, and they got geese and the ducks out there, and peacocks and stuff like that, and taking the time just to get away a little bit really helps refresh you, I find. I have done also overnight camping trip, so I have a tent on top of my 4x4 vehicle, and went off-roading for a day and then camped out overnight and then drove home the next day, kind of thing. That's more of an actual adventure. So I mean, there's value in that too, but I think the value of a micro adventure should not be overlooked, and I highly would encourage anyone to consider that kind of thing, whether it's a park nearby or just a hiking trail or running trail you can go to or whatever it is. Really consider doing that. And that's what I had on my list, at least. A couple other things I was thinking about also is, I'm not thinking about, but I just wanted to share, is I finally, after several years, have gotten a tripod for my iPhone. So I'm using it for the first time right now, and hopefully that makes for a much more stable experience. I also want to use this when I'm doing watch reviews, when I turn it around, and you guys do that, so that I'm not holding the phone in one hand and the watch in the other. That just doesn't really work, and I've noticed it. And I have had comments about it in the past, but even I haven't been happy with the quality of the videoing. There's just too much movement, and that's just really annoying. So hopefully this works well. Leave in the comments below if it's a plus or a minus or any thoughts. And if there's anything you want to share that you found during this kind of lockdown period that is worth sharing, please do, like the micro adventures or books or series, because these are great things in my opinion. I try to make a list of things that'd be great while we're still kind of in a semi-lockdown situation where you're staying at home more often, not going out as much, things that be useful in that scenario. And I wanted to make this month's, the restart of my snapshot series, to be about that. So thanks for watching. Look forward to the comments below. Got a watch review coming up next, so look forward to that, and hopefully I will see you there. Wash those hands, stay safe, and hopefully I will see you next time.